Time Good morning. Good morning and welcome to First Parish Brewster. We are a Unitarian Universalist welcoming congregation of people of diverse philosophies and beliefs, people of various cultures and races, sexual orientations, gender identities, abilities, and socioeconomic backgrounds. Whoever you are, wherever you are on your path. May this be a place of rest and restoration on your journey. Does this sound all right? Okay. I'm Wilderness Fairchild. Happy to be welcoming you to the service today with Worship Associate Chuck Medansky, Director of Lifespan Religious Education, Twinks Hastings, and Music Director, Kaiza Fern. Our services are recorded and available on our YouTube channel midweek. Masks are now optional in worship, although we do have a space at the back right-hand side where they are required. Here at First Parish, we welcome and celebrate the noises, movements, and mirth that little ones bring to our worship as equal and valuable members of our community. However, we do appreciate it if you silence your cell phones. For those of you who may be first-time visitors this morning, welcome. If you would like to learn more about First Parish Brewster, please fill out a welcome card found on the back of the pew in front of you and place it into the offertory basket when we bring those around later in the service. And please join us after the service in the parish room through this door for socializing and refreshments. A big welcome to those watching at home. We're so glad that you're here. And now please take a moment to greet your neighbors. Welcome on this morning, which we make sacred by our presence together.
The river is a healer, the river is a sage, the river knows no end and the river feels no age. The river is a leader every single day. It's living in the moment and it always finds a way.
Water heal my body, water heal my soul. When I go down to the water, by the water I feel whole.
The river calls me over, it's calling out my name. In the day and in the night I hear that river all the same. It's calling me over, calling out my pain. Oh, a river gathers tears just like a river gathers rain.
Water heals my body, water heals my soul. When I go down to the water, by the water I feel home.
River is a traveler, always on the go. A river never worries, it's fast or if it's slow. River, take me to where I need to go, and I will just relax and let the river flow.
Water heals my body, water heals my soul. When I go down to the water, by the water I feel home.
The river is a healer, the river is a sage. The river knows no end, and the river feels no age. The river is a leader every single day.
When I go down
the moment, and it always finds a way.
water heal my body, water heal my soul. When I go down to the water, by the water I feel home. Water heal my body, water heal my soul. When I go down to the water, by the water I feel home. When I go down to the water, by the water I feel home.
For our opening words this morning, I'd like to read you a story that was printed in the UUA Worship Web. I don't know who wrote it, only that I think it'll help us understand what's meant by ThanksGrieving, the title of our service today. It goes like this. I want to tell you about my bicycle. The frame is a sparkly kind of blue, and it has pink handlebar tape. And guess what color the wheels are? Lime green. I love my bicycle. Now suppose this was your bicycle, and suppose one day you biked to school and totally forgot to lock your bike when you got there. And then, when it was time to leave, you went outside to get on your bike and no bike. It was stolen. Ah! Okay, so you had to get a ride home and figure out how to get to school from now on. And then in art class, the next week, someone brings in a sculpture of a turkey that they've made. It has sparkly blue body made of pieces of metal, a big round tail with a lime green circle around it, and pink feet curving underneath it, and the bicycle seat for the head. In fact, the whole thing is made from a bicycle, and you realize it's your bicycle, and it's your former, stolen, cut up into pieces bicycle. But before you can say anything, your classmates are like cheering, and the principal decides to make the sculpture the new school mascot. And she institutes a new school holiday called Turkey Creativity Day. And every year from now on, everybody gets to spend a whole day making art. Now, nothing against creativity, but this is kind of a nightmare. The author goes on to say, I'm telling you this story because it's basically the story of Thanksgiving. Except Thanksgiving is worse. I've started writing and saying ThanksGrieving instead of Thanksgiving. because in popular culture, we've come to see Thanksgiving as a commemoration of a friendly feast shared by Native Americans and European settlers. But this is like Turkey Creativity Day, a really nice idea that covers up theft and treachery. Although both Native Americans and Europeans had feasts expressing gratitude during harvest time, the Europeans who arrived on this continent were incredibly destructive to Native American communities. It may feel uncomfortable to hear this as you prepare for or look back on, in this case, your Thanksgiving festivities. We celebrate Thanksgiving because gratitude is essential to human life. But grief is essential for healing our history of violence. It's really hard to be thankful and sorrowful at the same time. But this is life. Sometimes joy and sorrow come together. And so it is that we light our UU chalice this morning in gratitude for the beloved community we strive to be for each other, and that we deeply wish for in our country and the world at large. But we also light our chalice in grief for the many ways in which we've failed in being beloved to one another in this church, in our country, and in the world at large. Now please rise in body or spirit and join in singing hymn number 108 in the gray hymnal, My Life Flows On in Endless Song, and then remain standing after that for our unison affirmation.
We believe in love.
Love is the doctrine of this church.
We believe in truth.
The quest for truth is its sacrament.
We believe in helping others.
And service is our prayer.
We believe in the sacredness of life.
Good morning, everybody. I've missed you all. It's been a little while. And I'm so glad to see we have some of our middle school kids here this morning. You guys are not seeing them so much because we have a new youth group that meets in the afternoon. So good to see you all. So for our time for all ages this morning, we're going to take a little break from the theme that Chuck and Wilderness were telling us about. And we're going to talk about our December theme, which is presents.
Exactly. Oh, Twinks, I heard that this month's theme is going to be presents. And oh boy, I got you some. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm so excited. And hey, did you get me any? Where's your
Chuck,
presents?
that's so nice of you, but
You no presents?
oh, Chuck, I think you must have heard me wrong. Even though there's a lot of holidays in December, the worship theme isn't presents. It's presents.
You mean no presents?
Not for our time for all ages today, Chuck, but I'll find you at Hanukkah, promise. But
Well, what is this other thing? What is this other thing called presents?
presents is different than presents. And it's actually kind of a gift too, though. It means showing up and coming in your full body, your whole wiggly self, in the present moment with full and open attention, ready to listen. So we listen with our listening ears and love with our open hearts and respond with care to the people around us.
Well, Twinks, I mean, that actually does sound like a really good gift to give to somebody who you're talking to.
I think so too. So what do you all think? Shall we try this month and learn about giving the gift of presents along with our presents? Do you think this is a good idea? We'll talk a little more about it. What about you adults over there? Woohoo! All right, we're going to sing our children out to build our Christmas village.
This morning's offering is a split plate with the Family Pantry of Cape Cod. The Family Pantry of Cape Cod is dedicated to serving the needs of those less fortunate by providing food and clothing. Their mission is to help people in need, regardless of race, religion, or residency. This organization was nominated by Building a Bigger Table. Your offering will benefit this organization as well as First Parish Brewster. Make checks out to FPBUU with split plate in the memo line. Please write a separate check for pledge payments. You may alternatively text to give at the number printed in your program. We thank you for your generosity.
It's not that unusual when everything is beautiful. It's just another ordinary miracle today. The sky knows when it's time to snow. Don't need to teach a seed to grow. It's just another ordinary miracle today.
It's like a gift, they say, wrapped up for you anyway. Open up and find a way to give some of your own.
Isn't it remarkable? Like every time a raindrop falls, it's just another ordinary miracle today. The birds in winter have their fling and always make it home by spring. It's just another ordinary miracle today. When you wake up every day, please don't throw your dreams away. Hold them close to your heart, 'cause we are all a part.
Do you want to see a miracle? It seems so exceptional that things just work out after all. It's just another ordinary miracle today. The sun comes out and shines so bright and disappears again at night. It's just another ordinary miracle today. It's just another ordinary miracle today.
Thank you, choir. For our time of prayer and meditation, please close your eyes or gaze downwards. Take a few deep breaths. I'm going to share a piece today written by Rebecca Savage called "Justice is Our Prayer," and we will end with a moment of silence. We gather together today with sacred intention to declare that justice is our prayer. We affirm in covenant with the beloved community that justice is possible. Not here, not quite yet. The seeds have been planted time and again. And we remember all those who went before us, who made beloved community a dream that could be realized. Justice is our prayer. May our time of worship, service together continue to water the budding trees of our diverse interdependence. May our time of worship give air and nourishment to the parts of our collective spirits that need to grow and thrive, that embrace equity as a known way of being. Justice is our prayer. We affirm in covenant with our beloved community that justice is possible. May it be so. Amen, and blessed be.
Try to Praise the Mutilated World by Adam Zagajewski. Try to praise the mutilated world. Remember June's long days and wild strawberries, drops of rosé wine. The nettles that methodically overgrow the abandoned homesteads of exiles. You must praise the mutilated world. You watched the stylish yachts and ships. One of them had a long trip ahead of it, while salty oblivion awaited others. You've seen the refugees going nowhere. You've heard the executioners sing joyfully. You should praise the mutilated world. Remember the moments when we were together in a white room and the curtain fluttered. Return in thought to the concert where music flared. You gathered acorns in the park in autumn, and leaves eddied over the earth's scars. Praise the mutilated world, and the gray feather a thrush lost, and the gentle light that strays and vanishes and returns.
First Parish Brewster occupies land that was home to the Wampanoag people for thousands of years before European colonists violated their sovereignty and assaulted their people, livelihood, and culture. Acknowledging this history, we honor the resilience and strength of today's Wampanoag tribe. This land acknowledgement was written by the Racial and Indigenous Justice Allies Task Force of First Parish Brewster and approved by this congregation. It is intended to recognize and remind us that we live and worship on land that was stolen from indigenous peoples who had lived here and held this land sacred long before occupation by the European colonists. Today's service is one example of how we can begin to make reparations by acknowledging the truth written in our land acknowledgement statement. As descendants of the colonists, and even if not a descendant, as conscious people committed to justice, we share in the responsibility of acknowledging our country's past and continuing atrocities, and transforming our concerns into action for reparations, and yes, for rescuing our future. Last Thursday, we had a holiday dedicated to giving thanks. If you're like me, you might have gathered around the table radiating deep gratitude, while at the same time filled with anxiety over the state of our world. Remember, though, it is real and true to feel both things at the same time. Distress doesn't negate gratitude. It may, in fact, deepen it. We are well capable of containing contradictions. It allows all currents to flow at once, telling us we need not deny one part of ourselves to make room for another. I believe that the cultural fixation on giving thanks without the balance of honoring grief is a crisis of the soul. What if we all reimagine a national Thanksgiving that includes a practice of collective grieving and repair? This is soul reclamation work. This service is a call to lean into ThanksGrieving and move with the discomfort instead of against it. We celebrate Thanksgiving because gratitude is essential to human life, but grief is essential for healing our history of violence and our present-day sense of isolation. For many, Thanksgiving is a day to gather with loved ones in joy and gratitude. For others, it is a time of sorrow, marked by loneliness, illness, poverty, distress over politics of power-mongering and hate. And for Indigenous communities and their allies, it is a national day of mourning, a day to reckon with the enduring legacy of U.S. settler colonial violence, and to draw connection to similar struggles against colonialism and violence here and around the world. Since 1970, Indigenous people and their allies have gathered at noon on Coles Road in Plymouth to commemorate a national day of mourning on the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday. Thanksgiving Day is a reminder of the genocide of millions of Native people, the theft of Native lands, and the relentless assault on Native cultures. Participants in National Day of Mourning honor Indigenous ancestors and Native resilience. It is a day of remembrance and spiritual connection, as well as a protest against the racism and oppression that Indigenous people continue to experience worldwide. For many years, I have been spending this day of sacred remembering with friends and family. Although the potluck meal is fabulously delicious, it is not the highlight of the day. The highlight is that when we all arrive, we participate in a ritual of gratitude and grief. We usually tell the story of the first Thanksgiving, but we include how the European settlers caused great suffering to the first peoples. We then each share what we are grateful for personally and in the larger world. We also each share what we are grieving in our personal lives and in the world. We speak slowly, each person, including the children, taking all the time they need to speak from their hearts. We then take some silent time to write prayers and to walk around the land we are on, collecting seeds, stones, dried berries, and greenery. We place our prayers and bouquets on a special wooden raft created for the day, set it on fire, and send it out on the pond, asking the smoke to carry our prayers into the world where they are most needed. We often make new commitments, one new thing we will do over the next year to help the world be a more just and kind place for all beings. This kind of ritual is at the heart of ThanksGrieving. It can take many different forms, but what is important is that at the same time that we are celebrating our gratitudes, we also acknowledge the damaging truth of the legacy we of European heritage carry on from our ancestors. Is it enough to just acknowledge the genocide that happened here so long ago and that continues today around the world? No, of course not. But facing the truth and sharing it with others is the first step in making lasting cultural change. This applies to facing the truth of the harm our people have perpetrated in the past, as well as facing the truth of our turbulent present and the future of potential harm to our planet and all sentient beings. We are once again on a journey into a country where hate rhetoric is being legitimized, bullying is the norm, and the Constitution is being ignored. Many people and beings of this earth, as well as the land herself, are going to be persecuted and exploited. None of us can protect everything. All of us can protect something. Everything we can protect is worth protecting. These words by Venice Williams: "You are awakening to the same country you fell asleep to, the very same country. Pull yourself together." Some of our ancestors dealt with at least 400 years of this under worse conditions. Continue to do the good work. Continue to build bridges, not walls. Continue to lead with compassion. Continue the demanding work of liberation for all. Continue to dismantle broken systems, large and small. Continue to set the best example for our children. Continue to be a vessel of nourishing joy. Continue right where you are, right where you live into your days. Do so in the name of the Creator, who expects nothing less from each of us. Dictators and authoritarians thrive when people lose hope. They want us to wallow in darkness, to turn against one another, and give up on the promise of democracy. They profit from our despair and inaction. Gratitude, however, is an act of defiance. We deny the victory these individuals seek by choosing to see the good in one another and the potential for a better tomorrow. When we stand together across differences, across divides, we reaffirm the values that make our country worth saving. Every moment offers a choice in how we engage with ourselves, others, and our communities. I invite you to reflect on how you are showing up. Are you fostering love, liberation, and justice in your heart and in the spaces you occupy? This work includes holding people accountable, challenging misperceptions, and sharing new stories and truths, all while keeping love at the center of our actions. Examples of some of the great work being done by the Racial and Indigenous Justice Allies Task Force of First Parish Brewster include organizing Wampanoag Day at the church in September 2024 for members and the greater community, featuring various aspects of Wampanoag culture and history. Working for passage of a Massachusetts Indigenous legislative agenda, and completing work to place an engraved stone in front of the church commemorating 25 enslaved people who attended First Parish in the 1700s. If you are interested in learning about and or joining the Racial and Indigenous Justice Allies Task Force, go to our church website, fpbuu.org, and click on Social Justice Ministries. Our journey does not end with a call to ThanksGrieving. The invitation is to bring a similarly transformative consciousness and corresponding actions to all aspects of our lives, so that our deep interconnectedness across past, present, and future between human beings and with all life on this Mother Earth may make possible a future worth living for all. Gratitude is a powerful force, but its true strength lies in its ability to inspire us to be better for ourselves, one another, and for this country we love. Blessed be.
Did everyone get 2 stones to hold? If you didn't, raise your hand. And, okay, the usher's going to bring you some, okay? Anybody up there? Everybody got it? Good, so just over here. Great. Thank you, ushers. Oh, okay. We're just going to wait because some folks up there. In the meantime, let's take a moment to center ourselves, all right? So let's get comfy, or as comfy as is possible in these pews. Okay. Good. So just take a couple of deep breaths. Feel yourself in the pew, feel your feet on the floor, feel yourself in your body. And I invite you now to place one of the rocks in one of your hands. And let all the things that you're thankful for in this moment come to mind. All the wonderful things, the wonderful people and creatures. And now inhale deeply, and as you exhale, exhale all that gratitude into the stone in your hand. And hold it there for safekeeping. And now place the other stone in your other hand. And this time, I invite you to let all the things that you're grieving right now come to mind. Breathe. Try to keep your belly soft. This is a harder one to do. once again, I invite you to take in a deep breath, and as you exhale, exhale all that grief into your second stone. And now let's bring both stones together into our two clasped hands. Because this is what it is to be human. Our sadness and joy, our gratitude and grief live side by side in our hands and in our hearts. I invite you to take these stones home with you. You'll certainly be taking the feelings home with you. And maybe at some point, give the stones back to the earth, who knows just how to turn all energies into growth, into more life and beauty. And one more breath now together. And our ritual is done.
Thanks by W.S. Merwin. Listen, with the night falling, we are saying, thank you. We are stopping on the bridges to bow from the railings. We are running out of the glass rooms with our mouths full of food to look at the sky and say, thank you. We are standing by the water, thanking it. Standing by the windows, looking out in our directions. Back from a series of hospitals, back from a mugging, after funerals, we are saying, thank you. After the news of the dead, whether or not we knew them, we are saying, thank you. Over telephones, we are saying, thank you. In doorways and in the backs of cars and in elevators, in the faces of the officials and the rich and of all who will never change, we go on saying, thank you. Thank you. With the animals dying around us, taking our feelings, we are saying, thank you. With the forests falling faster than the minutes of our lives, we are saying, thank you. With the words going out like cells of a brain, with the cities growing over us, we are saying thank you faster and faster. With nobody listening, we are saying thank you. Thank you, we are saying and waving, dark though it is.
We'll sing our closing song together from the Gray Hymnal 128, For All That Is Our Life. Please rise in body or spirit, and let's sing together.
Praise, for all life is a gift. sorrow we must bear, for failure's pain and loss, for each new thing we learn, for fearful hours that pass, we come with praise and thanks. For all that is our life, for all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all life is a gift, which we are called to use, to build a common good, and make our own days glad.
Please remain standing for the benediction. Please take the hand or touch the shoulder of your neighbor. This quote from Margaret Mead: "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." Each of us has the power to contribute to a world of love, justice, liberation, and peace. It is a choice we can make moment by moment. Blessed be. Go in peace. Oh, thank you to you.
Thank you.